Oh, YouTube catch up. I
Look, I'm
clicked
Susan.
the live button. That's the first thing people see is your ugly face. Hey, everybody.
Did they really?
I don't know. I have no idea when it's gonna start. It's definitely going to start with me singing. I don't know about your face though. Just be fair, you know. Now we both looked silly potentially. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the 10th floor. It's me, Matt.
Hi, everybody. It's Kat.
Come on out of there, out of the waiting room. Put down that stale coffee.
You know, General Hospital's coffee is probably really bad.
I mean, who was the last person? I mean, who's supposed to do it? See, who changes it? We don't got candy stripers anymore. Okay. Amy's too busy gossiping.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, elevator 10th floor. Get up here. You look to the right. You look over to the nurse station. And you can see Willow getting back to work.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah. You know, she's okay now. Cancer's gone.
She is.
Total remission. Back to work. And Deanna, very happy to see her.
Very happy to see her.
Best good friends they are, it seems.
Uh-huh. Everybody missed her so much.
Yeah, who knew? Who knew Willow was so popular at the hospital?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know.
She's very popular in the hospital.
Well, I mean, she's popular in the hospital. She's popular at home. She's popular with Wiley.
Yeah.
She's popular with that other child, which I don't remember the name of.
Her baby?
Yeah.
Amelia, right?
Amelia, yeah. Amelia Quartermain.
Mm-hmm.
Amelia Q. AQ.
Mm-hmm. No, she's a Corinthos.
Well, whatever. She'll be a Quartermain one day.
Well, yeah, because Michael changes his last name like he does his drawer sometimes.
I'm surprised
right?
they didn't change it this last time around. Last time he's fighting with Sonny.
Right now, he's a Corinthos.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well,
Right now,
here.
Michael is a Corinthos.
Kelly is here. Hey, Kelly. Kelly Public.
Hi, Kelly.
Kelly.
Kelly, I feel like I just saw you like 45 minutes ago.
I know, just at the tail end of Days for Dummies, which we have live right here at 9 a.m. right here on this channel. So if you like Days of Our Lives or are interested in talking about that, well, that's how we start our day, 9 a.m. here Pacific time on this channel. Happy to see you there. Hey, Susan. I think Susan might have been. I don't know if she was. I can't recall.
And it's Days for Dummies. So we've only been watching Days for now about 6 to 8 weeks. So yeah. We don't know any more than you do. So if you haven't watched it before, watch it.
Strangely enough, as time goes by, it seems like we know less and less and less. I thought I was catching up. I thought I was there, but now here we are this week, and I'm like, I don't know nothing.
Well, we know a little bit. We know more than we did when we started watching.
We know so much about General Hospital to come here for the hardcore truth, the facts of the matter, 100% accurate predictions each and every time here on the 10th floor. We are never wrong.
That's incorrect, but hey, it's okay.
So I don't know. Are you happy Willow's back to work? You know, she's no longer under a blanket.
I am really, really happy to see her not in lounge pants. Yeah. I'm happy to see her back in her scrubs. I'm happy to see her not in the boathouse with a throw over her. I'm happy to see that she can keep her eyes open now.
Yeah.
All those things.
Mm-hmm. It's a great thing. Yeah, I'm happy to see it too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thrilled. I'm sure Wiley is.
And she's been back in the door but a minute, and she's already, breaking into files, taking pictures of things.
So what's going on with that, huh?
Yeah. And don't you think, I don't know though, we've seen it over and over again. We've seen people go into other people's files and they never do it in a closed environment.
No, it's going to be right there in the middle of the nurse's station.
Right. Exactly. And even like, I remember Brad was notorious for that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
For getting into people's files and changing things.
He was so shady.
And totally shady. And you know how he used to have well, you see this in the hospital now when you go in. Yeah, like a mobile desk. A computer on a cart. You just he'd stop at a mobile desk in the hallway and do all kinds of crud.
I remember the last time I saw that. The last time I saw that was Cameron and Jocelyn trying to get in, I think, into Franco's file to make sure that he was really dead.
Mm-hmm.
And so they like swiped a laptop or something, and Cameron tried to use his mom's password, but it didn't work or something. I don't know, drama. Yeah, that was the last time I remember them using that device. I don't know. Yeah. I'm sure Brad could figure out how to do it again. Just sneak right in there, put some scrubs on and a wig.
Yeah.
Mm.
There were several occasions this week where people were trying to do something, and I was like, and I kept on saying, why aren't you calling Spinelli? Why aren't you calling Spinelli? Why aren't you calling Spinelli? But evidently, they don't want Bradford right there, right now.
He's busy.
He's busy or something.
He's making sure that Georgie doesn't rip James's head off.
Right?
He's handling that on the father's side. You guys got to get along. Just don't fight. Spinelli. He was on a couple of weeks ago, wasn't he? Yeah. Skulking around the hospital with Cody.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, I guess, a few weeks ago, not just a couple.
A few weeks ago.
It's been a while then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they can bring him in for this leg of the journey because, we've got to somehow, some way beat the system when it comes to proving that Sasha was drugged and kidnapped and all of these things, because from the public side of thing, it really seems like a crazy person broke out another crazy person and they're on the run. Yes.
But Sasha is doing so much better. And she does now, unfortunately, come to the conclusion that Gladys is not a good person. She's not really, isn't behaving like family, and she certainly isn't a mother figure.
No, can't be trusted.
She's awful.
Betrayed her just like she betrayed everybody else in her life. Kelly brings us some good news, Mom. Apparently, Bradford Anderson taped a few episodes last week, so I guess we'll be seeing him in 5 or 6.
Yeah, that means about 3 or 4 weeks we're going to see him.
Yeah, something like that. 3, 4, 5, 6, something like that.
Depends on how far. They're always. Seems like GH is always somewhere between 3 and 5 weeks ahead.
I think they give themselves their 5 weeks or whatever, and then they eat that with their vacation, and then they got to put it back together.
Yep.
Their 2 weeks off that they take regularly.
Yeah, they go on vacation like crazy. That's a good gig, though, right there.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're a star player that's on a lot, you're good. You were taken care of. Somebody like Deanna, though, definitely a per appearance
thing. She doesn't get a lot of days.
Curious.
Or someone like Nika, who doesn't get a lot of days.
No, Nika's a named background, essentially. She's got a couple of lines in there, but for the most part, she just, if Nika's on the show, she's just hanging out in the back.
Yeah, they've given her a few sentences lately. She did have a little conversation with Curtis, I believe. In the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, she had a phone call or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they kind of like implied that she was kind of holding down the fort a little bit with Curtis's absence, doing more like managerial stuff.
Yeah, kind of like her and Marshall kind of running things. I don't know exactly. Marshall booking bands, it seems, because we reached out to Eddie.
Yeah. Eddie's supposed to be on this week. Maybe I can't wait for Eddie to finish his song.
Oh, Eddie's going to finish his song. I know that he was in the recording studio. Oh, goodness. Probably last week. I think it was probably last week. Mm-hmm. He was in there recording the full thing. Because before they just they just did the little bit that they had sang before. That was all that they had done, and they had produced and sung and all that. So they went back into the sound studio with Fido recently to cut the full song.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So that's happening. Keep your eyes open.
Guys, if you didn't know, Fido wrote that song. So awesome.
Yeah. Fido Xavier, director of General Hospital.
Yep.
And a talented musician. He was on, I don't know if you guys remember, but he was on last year, I think. He was performing in the Savoy with his band.
Yep.
I remember the band name now. It's unfortunate. Oh, man. That's why you come here to the 10th floor, because of the hardcore facts, folks. the iron trap memory that exists in your co-hosts, Matt and Gat. But yeah, it was like that goth rock kind of fun, funky, weird, different music. And then I think Trina got caught like dancing. Something like that. Something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I don't know. Stuff.
But anyway, I can't wait. I can't wait for him to finish that song, and I can't wait for Eddie to realize how much he loves Olivia.
Here's my new theory, okay? He's going to finish that song. By the time that song is over, at the Savoy or wherever it is that he sings it, standing in the back, it's going to be a returning Lois. And he goes, "Oh, I know you. You've been singing about the whole time."
And
so on and so forth. Then junk and drama. And he realizes, nah, it ain't you. It's that one over there.
It's my Olivia.
It's my Olivia.
Yeah.
Kind of a little at-home Nixon Falls.
It would be super. And, Olivia really knows Lois. They grew up together. They know each other well from their past. They probably haven't seen each other in decades, but they know each other well. I would love for them to have kind of like a Bensonhurst fight a little bit. Get away from my man kind of thing.
Not just going to come back in here and just sink your talent in my man just because he had some sort of fleeting memory from 30 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, I could write this. I could write this.
You should. I could. Why not?
Lois could say this. Lois could say this. Yeah, I see you have a spawn with him, but my child actually came from a seed. Yours didn't.
Oh my goodness. She would never say that. The Julian Jerome erasure must continue. Kelly shouts, Fido was awesome, and we have to say, it's true. He is. We agree. We like us some Fido Xavier. What can we say? Not only is he a talented Emmy Award winner, but he's also a fun dude.
And you know what else? It's just really cool too. He's actually a fan of the 10th floor.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. He's just putting us on. You see what he's doing. He's rubbing up against us. What it is? He's clout chasing. That's what it is. he's running after the 10th floor, looking to up his own brand. I kid. There's no way he's an Emmy Award winner. We're the ones that clout chase by continuing to say the name Fido Xavier. Angela's in the chat. Hey, Angela. Hi, Angela. What's up, Angela?
Hey, Angela.
You doing okay, Angela? Anyway, so we can probably talk for ages about this. Okay. Drew is the worst spy. Are we sure he's a Navy SEAL?
Right?
Because he got caught immediately and now he's beat up.
Well, I think he and Anna have joined the I'm Not a Good Spy club right now.
They've forgotten their training. I know that he wasn't a spy. And he's trying to do spy work. But goodness gracious, any sort of stealth that he might have learned with the SEALs has been completely forgotten about. Any sort of being aware of your dangerous surroundings to be able to fend off a bad guy, completely gone. I have really no idea how they continue to get the jump on this guy.
I don't either. And why isn't Cyrus on his radar? Come on.
Now, you know us at the 10th floor. We will suspend some disbelief. We will watch, we will appreciate, we will enjoy it, we will accept it for what it is, and we just have to accept it for the truth of the fact that Drew is just no good at this. That's what they're showing us.
Maybe he's just so crazy about Carly he cannot. Maybe Carly is just consuming so much of his brain that he just doesn't have much space left over or thoughts left.
So what it's coming off like is he's no good at it. But what in reality is, what is being written is that these entities that Drew was standing up against are just so good. They're so talented. They're so head and shoulders above the skills of Drew, of Sonny, of Dante, of everybody that we have on the show, that there's just no getting past them, no matter how talented and skilled you are, like Drew, the Navy SEAL. You know, if I were to always, like I do, liken it to pro wrestling, it's like sticking the little wrestler in there with somebody that's 7 feet tall and having the little wrestler win. You know?
Yeah.
Like, no matter what, this is the established monster, the one that is unbeaten, this gigantic gargantuan of a mobster, Sonny.
Yes.
This gigantic gargantuan of a soldier, Drew, are able to be taken down by this guy. And so that's what we're seeing. It's just coming off like they're not good at it.
It's true. It's true. And, you know, and Cyrus is not a good person after all.
Mm-hmm.
He's just not.
He's not. Nope. What he's done is he's I don't know, shifted. He's found a way to feel better about himself by putting the framework of you know, spiritualism, religiousness. I don't know if it's, I mean, Christianity, I guess. I don't know exactly, you know, because he's not like walking around going, I'm a Protestant or anything, so I can't really say.
No, but he's quoting the Bible quite a bit.
Yeah, so I know, you know, it's not Catholic, I guess. It doesn't seem very Catholic.
No, it seems just like he's
just very led by the word of the Lord.
Yes.
But he's interpreting it in his crazy criminal Cyrus insane way. You know,
yes, I think he's keeping his butt in the First Testament, isn't he?
You know, he's seeing some ends justifying means. He's seeing, you know, grand works for the Lord on behalf of righteousness.
Yes.
And it's interesting. It's a really interesting take because if Sonny was Selena, it would be a completely different story. Because Cyrus wouldn't be going up against the sympathetic character on the show, you know, the one that the fans are supposed to follow. Sonny, you know, so if anybody stands up against Sonny, they're the bad guy. But if Cyrus was doing the same thing, using his unscruples and Mason and all of them and kidnapping and putting the screws to Selena, it would be, wow, look at this heroic Cyrus.
Yeah.
Doing whatever it takes to take this criminal down. And it's just so interesting how who you put the character up against changes the perception, whether you're a protagonist or an antagonist or neither. It's just really interesting because Sonny ain't no good.
No,
Sonny is a criminal, and he did some really terrible things when he was younger.
Yeah,
much more so than now. Now he's just kind of like, I'm an ambiguous criminal.
Well, you know, they always like implying that people are a bit stuck out there in the Pine Barrens all the time, but they just never like necessarily show those storylines, but it's implied that place is just chock full of bones.
We have no idea what small fry threats to Sonny's business are constantly being taken out on a regular basis.
Exactly.
No clue what Brick's up to.
Yeah, he's always like, take care of him.
Take care of him. You know that problem? It's been handled.
Exactly. Exactly. That kind of stuff. That kind of stuff.
Now, the last time it was handled, though, was because she just left town, and they're like, all right, good. Yeah, that's a great job, guys. Betty was just like, I'm going to Mexico. And they're like, all right, she's gone. You think she might be back one day? Maybe. She ain't dead.
Maybe.
She ain't dead. Because they made a point. Because at that point, they could have killed her off screen. You know, Brick was like, oh, it was handled. They could have just been like, all right, good job. And did like a fist bump and talked about football. But instead, he was like, yeah, it's been handled. She's on the way to Mexico. You know?
Yeah.
It's like they made a point to make sure that you knew that Betty was still alive.
Yes. Yes. They made a point to say that, yes, Betty is still alive. But she has moved on. Moved on
to come back someday. I'm sure the fans liked her. She tested well, I guess we could say. Of course, they were like, how come she's not Molly?
General Hospital often does is they'll bring her back as a different character. Or if they liked her as an actress.
Yep. Different character.
They do that all the time.
Come back as the same character. People were shouting for her to replace Molly. It's like, why come they couldn't get her to play Molly? And well, we don't have the answer there, but I can assume that they didn't cast her for Molly because they didn't think she was right for that part.
They didn't think she was right for that part. I don't know that they're done replacing Molly, though. Maybe they're not.
You think this
one ain't hitting good.
might be a Jen Lily as Maxie situation?
Yeah, maybe.
Because the fans just did not accept that at all.
I liked her okay though as Maxie. I did.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I'm
did.
talking about the right person. Teresa from Days, right? That's who that
Yeah.
is? Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't. I never saw her as Maxie. But
Yeah, I did.
I know that you enjoyed it. So, I mean.
And then she played her, and she wasn't like she was Maxie for a week. She was Maxie for a couple of months.
Well, yeah, like she had the role.
Yeah.
She had the role, and the fans just wouldn't accept somebody that wasn't Kristen Storms.
I believe Kristen was sick at the time.
Something. But they hated her. They just didn't like it.
They did hate her.
They did not like it at all. So I don't know, maybe we might be facing something similar when it comes to this, Molly.
Well, and I don't know. I don't think the storyline has led any. It hasn't helped with the actress. The storyline has not helped. The storyline is not landing great so far.
No, it isn't. It isn't. But it really seems to have been given a big pump of the brakes, though. Like a big one.
But something's gonna happen with that with the surrogate. I think next week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
she's gonna have some kind of change of heart or something.
Yeah, they're warming up to something. I know that TJ was having some sort of ominous conversation that was foreshadowy of things not working out.
Right.
So Kelly says, I love any recast, just my opinion. Well, Kelly, we appreciate your big, wide open, accepting heart here on the 10th floor.
Sure do.
Yeah, it's a good trait to have, just to be able to sit there and just open your eyes and ears and just say, spoon feed me my GH, I don't care what it is. It's a way to live. It is. It is the way to live.
I'm right there with you a lot of the time. I also heard that maybe Adam Husk ain't going to be back. They're going to switch out. They're going to switch him out again.
No. So here's the kicker for me. You know what my biggest piece of evidence is?
What's that? You
know those Coastal Entertainment Zoom events?
Yes.
So at this point, that is very heavily already tied into GHPR. There's no way in hell that this person is just reaching out to everybody's rep and being like, you want to do this thing. They are in touch with GHPR saying, who do you want? Who should we focus on? Who do you think would be? Who's your star? Who's available? What do you want to push? It's in tandem, a good team thing. With that said, we got Adam Huss coming up soon on one of the Zoom events.
And he's with somebody, right?
And he's with somebody else. I don't remember who it is. I think it might be Esme. I don't know. I can't recall.
It is Esme.
I can't recall exactly, but it's with somebody.
Esme or Ava. It was one or the other.
One of them. I really, really, really don't remember. Chat might be able to tell us. Kelly might be able to tell us because Kelly loves those events. But since he's doing one, that to me is an indication that General Hospital is moving forward with this being the face of Nicholas going forward.
But he's going to have another little hiatus, though, right?
He's not back full time. It seems. It seems like what he's going to do is come in, stir the pot, disappear. Come in, I'm alive. Don't give my company to Nicholas and to Spencer. Disappear. Come in. I don't know. Whisper ominously to Kevin. Scamper off again. Here is great news. There we go. Angela confirms to us it is with Avery Pohl. So here's great news. Here's wonderful news. Here is your update. Strike update 2023. Negotiations all week long. Sitting around the tables, hammering it out. This deal,
I heard
that
there
deal.
Was big executives from several companies there at that meeting. Netflix, Universal, Paramount. Big names sitting in on those meetings.
So this is no longer.
Thank goodness they're getting serious.
The negotiating head of the union, the negotiating head of the producers. This is now movers and shakers, big players sitting around the big conference room table, ordering their Chinese late into the night, hammering it out with lawyers.
we might actually see a strike settle in the next 7 to 10 days.
We might. And so if the writer's strike settles, and then very shortly after the actor's strike will as well. So unless, the actors are just like, no, everybody deserves $1.5 million for every project, and then, maybe we'll have to wait.
I was encouraged, though, to hear that there is something happening and there is a little light in the tunnel now.
Yeah. So that's exciting to see. That's exciting to hear. So hopefully they come to an agreement and all of this gets settled and everybody can get back to work. It seems as though the original strategy of the studios, 2 strategies failed. Number one, they literally said, we will just wait until they have to come back to work because they can't pay their rent anymore. Like, there was
That's
one.
So dirty, isn't it?
There was
That's
some
dirty.
I think it was Bob from Disney, the Disney guy. It was just like, we'll just wait until they can't pay the rent anymore, then they'll come back. Well, that didn't happen. And what happened?
Too bad you weren't on that list, huh? That wasn't your worry, was it?
Right.
Sorry.
But that didn't work out because they just kept on striking to the point where the studios were like, well, since they didn't come back to work, we really don't have anything to offer for this season that's coming up. We really need to get this figured out. Yeah, shucks, it's September already. What are we going to do for this new season? So basically, this time's out, from my understanding, in a way where if they are able to resolve it soon and get pumping, they'd be able to squeeze out. They'd be able to squeeze out, your 10 episode season of things for like winter, or
ABC's going to say.
like
ABC's going to say. ABC is going to say to all of their programming, you guys need to pump out some stuff like General Hospital. Be ready for one take. Be ready.
Yeah, move on. We're gonna hire people who have been on soaps because they have the most practice when it comes to just getting this stuff out.
Yeah, do it.
Wouldn't that be nice? Just prime time populated with daytime stars.
Well, it's kind of true already.
Seems to be moving in that direction. Naysayer Nathan is what I'm gonna have to call him today. He says, anything can happen, but I doubt it ends. There's too much greed, too much money at stake, and AI too. Really, when it comes to money at stake, the money at stake is the producer's excessive paychecks. I don't know. It's an interesting sentiment, but there's too much money at stake. Like, nobody's really going to be losing money. It's just going to be given out differently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not there. I'm not doing it.
I'm just excited.
Nathan could be negotiating this stuff for all I know.
Maybe. Maybe.
Anyway.
I have a brother-in-law named Nathan.
Yeah, I've got an uncle named Nathan. How interesting.
Yeah, I wondered, you guys, do you go by Nate ever?
Do you think it might be the same person?
I don't think so. We call our Nathan Nate.
But I mean, your brother-in-law and my uncle, do you think it's the same person?
Yeah, I think it's the same person.
Okay, yeah.
I do.
Oh, what a small world. Oh my gosh. Who would have thought it? Anyway, all that to say for the writer's update, when it comes to things like Nicholas and other stuff that might just be kind of like bouncing around here and there, not really landing in any sort of anything, that could be indicative of just waiting until this is resolved to deal with what could be seen by GH as a very, very high-end storyline, where they want to make sure that the seasoned writers, not necessarily Chris, Dan, the head writers, but the seasoned people who have been writing these characters' personalities for the longest time, are able to sit there and do what Nicholas would do when he comes back to town in a way that may be more accurate to how he's been in the past. I don't know. I'm not there making these choices, but I can see why they would want to wait for their regular writers to come back for some things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
like, for instance, a good episode for tribute Trump to Jackie, Bobby.
Yeah, exactly. Like the Jackie Zeman, Bobby situation, these things that required sensitivity, care, heart, something, or maybe even just, I really want so-and-so to be able to write this. I don't want to just do this, but I really want Bobby Joe to be the one that pins this. I think that they would really love it. I really like them. It would be a great thing for them. Any number of different reasons could be contributing into this. Any number of good, positive, well-meaning reasons that aren't, I want to ruin my own show. It's an interesting take that some people have when it comes to like criticizing GH or saying that they're purposefully trying to do such and such, or intentionally trying to drive down ratings, or they hate their show, or they hate a character on the show, or something like that. Because the producers, their entire careers and livelihoods are based on people wanting to watch the show.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
So to have the mentality of, well, I'm just going to make sure the show gets canceled, does not do anything for that person's continuing success in their life. So there would be no logical reason whatsoever for anybody working on a show to hate it. And I would hazard to guess that even if they did hate it, they would still work hard to make it good.
Absolutely. You guys, the last regular corporate kind of job I had, I worked there for 20 years. The last 5 of it, I hated it.
Mm-hmm.
And I never did anything to sabotage it in any way. And I hated every square inch of that crappy place by the time I actually left. But sabotaging it or having my coworkers being without a job never crossed my mind.
We're gonna work to get the show canceled. I just don't think that's the mentality there. I don't see it. I can't say now. Anything's possible in the world. Nothing's a 0% chance.
No.
But I would say it's highly unlikely.
Highly unlikely.
Nathan says we can call him Nathan or Nate. It doesn't matter. He'll respond to anything. Well, my dad used to say, you can call me anything, just don't call me late for dinner.
That's right. Well, welcome, Nate.
Juanita says, well, now that we've already gotten used to the movies, the stories actually moving, we will now see them hit the brakes again once the regular writers return.
Well, I saw a little acceleration, but I don't see anybody really tromping on that gas pedal either.
I wouldn't say that they hit the gas running or anything, but we definitely saw some things move forward. Now, that could just be timing. That could be running out of outline and going, well, we're got to do something. Well, when you run out of outline and you're looking at what to do next, it would be very awkward, I feel, like creatively, if I were to look at that, to be like, okay, well, we're just going to continue this momentum of what they've just been doing for 4 more weeks, and then we're going to do something else. It'd be weird. What's that?
Well, they got to conclude what they're doing, sort of.
Yeah, so they can move on with whatever it is in the minds of the people that are coming up with what's happening now.
I hope that our ordinary writers staff that hasn't been there, hopefully they've been watching the show and they have been kind of like writing within their own mind.
Where would I take this next? What would I like to see out of this? What was my original plan and how can it fit into here?
Exactly.
Yeah. So really all of that's going to come from your head writers, Chris and Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so to Nathan's, to Juanita's point, where when the regular writers return, we're going to hit the brakes and all that kind of stuff. It really is up to the people who are calling the shots. As it stands over the last couple of months, it hasn't been the head writers, Chris and Dan, because they've been protesting. It's been somebody else. I don't know who, but somebody else. I would imagine somebody like Frank and MK Weir in the producing team in some way. I would imagine so, but I don't know exactly.
I would think so.
And nobody's going to tell me, I guarantee you that. So when they come back, these original head writers are then going to be calling the shots again, Chris and Dan. So their style of storytelling is likely to return, unless when they come back, Frank Valentini sits them down in his office and he says, guys, the pacing that we've had over the last couple of months has tested well with the audience.
Mm-hmm.
You need to continue that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's entirely possible, too, that they would just, Chris and Dan comes back. Frank goes, great. Starts the countdown until their contract's over. And he can make a shift. Any number of different things. It is a crazy political world.
It is.
Talent, friends, opportunity. What I hear again and again and again is Chris and Dan are excellent breakdown writers when it comes to just like breaking these things apart and giving the right bits to the right writer, the right things, and the I guess the weak, the little synopsises of like Spencer and Esme and Trina have tension in the house, that little stuff. Apparently they're excellent, like incredibly talented, beyond belief good at that aspect.
Cool.
So good for them.
All I know is I want that writer's strike to be over. And soon after the writer's strike is over, I want the actor's strike to soon wrap up after that. And I want our dear, near and dear Southern California, LA Basin, Hollywood to get back to work and back to normal place.
It would be really nice. It would be super nice. Yeah. Gotta solve my car situation by then. You know who doesn't have to worry about car situations? Spencer. He's just loaded with money.
Oh, yeah. As he thinks, huh? I think his dad's gonna show himself, to Spencer.
He's gonna show himself. He said to Laura, he's like, I gotta show myself to my mom, prove I'm still alive.
Yep. But I think he's going to say something to Spencer too, because Spencer said about the 6 months has went by. So, definitely, Nicholas going to have to put his hand up and go, hey, don't give my company that little brat.
Exactly. Now Spencer will be fine. He's just not going to have the entire billions and billions and billions fortune.
Right. He'll got plenty of money to take Trina to any Broadway show that they choose to go to.
He could still do that for the rest of his life and not need the entire Cassadine cake.
I really do hope, and of course, it could very well not happen because it is General Hospital, but I really do want Spencer and Trina to get their New York City weekend in. I do. I want him to go wine and dine her and take her to that special place and take her to the restaurant that he mentioned and take her to a show and put her up in a suite. And man, yes, I actually would like to see them finally have some intimacy. If they don't, I will be okay with it. However,
will you?
There's going to be some other fans that their heads may blow up.
Yeah. So, if it doesn't work out,
right,
Twitter is going to be an interesting place to be for a couple of days.
If those two kids don't have, for some reason, have their clothes fall off soon. Oh my gosh, the fans are going to cry, aren't they?
Thank goodness, they're more ready for it than if these people were real.
I know, right?
Like I've seen some very, very, very dirty things said. Very dirty.
Need all that. We don't need all that. We just don't.
Super dirty. Super dirty.
We don't need all that.
The dirtiest. Like I can't even repeat it. I can't even repeat it because you're my mother. I would never say such things in front of my mother. It's just.
Yes, you would, but
I would never.
Maybe not on YouTube.
Yeah. They get pretty explicitly graphic.
Yeah. Well, I do want them to be able to go on their New York City weekend. But, very often in Port Charles, plans get pushed aside.
Portia
Something
could
happens.
Get involved. Esme could get involved.
Yes.
They could get mugged in an alley.
They've been playing Esme. I mean, I know she doesn't have her memory and stuff, but she still is the same underhanded person. She just doesn't remember underhanded things she's done. But that doesn't mean that it's just changed the core of her personality. It has not. It isn't. When they haven't had Esme pull some real stuff in a minute, they have made her just, she got an ace on her hip, and that's pretty much what they've been showing.
That's because that's what she's been doing. She's been doing that and going to work.
So, but she's going to do something underhanded. She has to.
Does she?
She has to.
Does she? Or is this truly the change, the redemption?
No. It can't redeem her into boringness. It cannot.
she's the new she's the new Willow, just the new Snow White, pristine and pure. Tyrone is here. Hey Tyrone, Cheryl, hi Cheryl. Moderator Cheryl back in chat.
Hey Cheryl.
Hey.
Well, yeah, I want to see some Esme antics. I've seen enough Ace on her hip.
All right, maybe that's just something that they're waiting for the writers strike to be over with. I mean that'll be heavily tied in with a return to Nicholas, a full-time return for Nicholas, because that's his kid, not Spencer's. As much as you would like to believe,
that's what they're telling us right now. Anyway,
as much as you feel elsewhere, that's what it is right now. He's Schrodinger's baby. He's going to be Nicholas's until they say otherwise.
Yep. Yeah.
Cheryl believes that Esme's memory is back and she's playing the game right now. A lot of people feel that. I don't see it ever, but I'm not going to say that you're wrong at all.
Well, it's kind of hard, with Esme though. I could see, even though that I have not seen a hint of that I've noticed, really. But I think they could easily pull it that way. They could easily pull it that way if they wanted to.
I feel like General Hospital, with the way that they have been doing things over the last several years, we would see her turning a corner and not being seen by anybody and doing a look.
Well, maybe that's around the corner. But you're right, though. That they have to have Esme do the googly eyes. Remember how Esme used to do googly eyes?
She was like yeah. So yeah, she had to turn the corner,
do a googly eyes,
and by herself next to a bookshelf or something. The googly eyes happen, but then they just show that again and 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 again for 4 months. So we haven't gotten to that point. So maybe she hasn't remembered anything.
So Matt,
mm-hmm.
I'm going to change the subject now.
Sure.
I was just wondering. I'm wondering what you. I don't remember exactly. Now, when Uncle Victor passed out things to people,
mm-hmm.
remember?
Mm-hmm.
And his will kind of thing, and he passed out. Who did he give a card to? Did he give a card to Sam? A tarot card to Sam?
That feels right. Or to Drew or something. Somebody connected
who
to
was
Drew.
It, you guys in the chat? Remember Uncle Victor gave everybody little things, right?
Mm-hmm.
When they read the will.
Yeah.
He gave a tarot card to who? I recollect it being Sam.
Okay.
And Sam going, whatever,
And now Charlotte found some really cool cards. And Charlotte's been living there.
Yes.
This is what I think, Ma. You ready for what I think about this whole Charlotte situation, which is another thing we can talk for ages about. So I can't wait.
Yeah, Charlotte's being, woo.
It's like they took notes from Days and they're like, they got a Rachel. We need Charlotte to be like Rachel.
Well, anyway. It's perfect. It's actually perfect for her to do some kind of kooky thing.
Well, yeah.
Because Charlotte, she got her own DNA is stacked against her. She is
twice over.
She's a Cassadine and a Spencer.
And a whatever Helena was.
Yes. Some kind of Greek bad chick.
So she's got Helena's DNA. She's got Victor Cassadine DNA. She's got Valentin Cassadine DNA. She's got Lulu Spencer DNA, right?
Yeah, and that means she got Carly Spencer DNA. Carly didn't roll into town any better than Esme once upon a time, or Nell. Nope. When she rolled into town, she wasn't any better than either one of those young, beautiful, long-haired women.
This is the first time that we've seen this behavior from Charlotte either.
Right.
Before... So, this character went to the closet, while they didn't have Scarlett Fernandez. Clearly, in the hearts and minds of General Hospital, Charlotte is this actress. Because Charlotte did nothing while she was unavailable.
No, she pretty much just gave her daddy some, Papa, some sad eyes.
Yeah.
That was about it.
And they picked like 2 different actresses to play her and just were totally uncommitted to the Charlotte character. And as soon as Scarlett Fernandez can come back, they're just like, boom, story. We don't care how many braces you have in your mouth. I don't care how many rubber bands we can see. You are in this.
But for her age group, though, the fact that Charlotte has braces is perfect. She should have braces.
I make fun because I make it fun because it just takes me back to my brace face years. Just a mouthful of metal for.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Matthew's teeth were like, screw you, I'm not moving. He wore them forever.
I wore them for years and years and years. But now.
Yeah, it's got some pretty teeth, babe.
Yep. Like, I make sure that I try to take care of them as best as I possibly can because they're expensive teeth.
You ain't been to the dentist in years. Shut up.
But that doesn't mean that I don't take my oral hygiene at home very seriously. What is a dentist going to do? They're going to use a little scraper tool, and they're going to poke me, and they're going to say, "Wow, you've done such a great job with your brushing, with your mouthwash, with your dental floss. We have no notes. Come back for another cleaning."
Well, that would be great if it turned out that way.
I don't have a pain. I don't have a suggestion of a cavity. Never have.
No, because you guys are blessed with your dad's teeth.
I'm a tough dude, is what it is. I'm a resilient man.
Your dad's hardly had any cavities.
I'm a tough guy. I'm
full of them.
Okay, I'm a toughie.
All
right, the toughest person around.
So, Matt,
you stand me next to Dante Falconeri, and you know who's tougher? Me. All right.
You're sure.
Me.
For sure.
Scarlet is fantastic as an evil Charlotte, says Kelly.
Yes, Scarlet is perfect. It's easy. Oh my
I'm
gosh,
totally into
those
it.
two names are just too close together.
Scarlet and Charlotte.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. Well, we've got Gregory Harrison, Gregory Harrison playing Gregory Chase, right?
Yes.
So, and then Harrison Chase.
And
is
his son's name is actually Harrison.
Yeah, so I get it.
Weird.
It can be a little difficult. In any case, all of that stuff to say, Charlotte being involved, super awesome. What do you want to say? Tell me now.
So, I think we've got some tarot card kind of storyline coming up. I think we got some brainwashing stuff coming up. I think we've got some, hypnotized stuff coming up. It's like, back in the day, Helena brainwashed Lucky.
And Jake.
And Jake. And I think this Charlotte and Jake are going to have some kind of mind control. And it's going to stem from that stupid card that Uncle Victor left.
Yeah. Cheryl says 10 grins were in. I wore them for 5 years. 10 grins. I've never heard that before, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So yeah, I'm totally with you on that, Ma. So my big theory. Here's my big theory. Ready for big Matt theory time?
Yep.
All right. So one of two things has happened.
Tell me what you're going to be wrong about. Go ahead.
Well, I'm going to be wrong about both of them because I got two. One of two things has happened. Number one, Charlotte is just evil, because I don't know if you remember a couple weeks ago, Valentin was like, it's just you and me forever and ever. Just you and me. Fist bump. Boom, boom, boom. And we talked about it on the pod. We're like, what about Anna?
Right.
And so, Charlotte ran with that and said, all right, well, I got to get rid of Anna then. All right. Now, did she call somebody to pull a gun and try to shoot her? No, that was separate. That was not Charlotte. However, burning down Anna's house and clearly this threatening letter and dumping the redness all over her clothes and stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously and clearly Charlotte.
And the message on the mirror.
All of that stuff. Charlotte.
I believe it is Charlotte too.
She and Jake are going to be doing this comic book together. This comic thing. Well, I can draw it and you can write it or whatever it is. However it works. They're going to do tarot themed. She's going to show this card to Jake. Poor Jake. Layer upon layer by Helena. Gets activated in some sort of nefarious way. Listens to Charlotte. That's why he's into her. Nothing robotic. Nothing like, I am now your slave.
Right.
But just susceptible to what she wants.
Yeah. She will be able to toy him.
No question in...
Just like Esme was able to do that with Nicholas Spencer once upon a time.
Yeah, and so then the two of them can run around terrorizing Anna and all that kind of stuff, and it's hard for Valentin, and that's where your adult version of the story comes in. Is the kids are running around doing this. We can suck Elizabeth into something fun.
Yeah. Well, Jake's her mama.
Exactly.
I mean, she's Jake's mama,
Right.
so
I like it the other way.
it's gonna be good.
Yeah, so it's going to be super fun.
I'm
So
looking
that's one
forward
of
to
them.
it.
That's one of them, and I could be totally wrong about that. The other one is Victor did spend some time with Charlotte.
Yes, he did. It's when he had her hidden away. He visited her, but Valentin was not allowed
He
to.
very much could have programmed her at that point to see this tarot card that was left to Sam for her to terrorize Anna.
Yeah, because he hated Anna so much.
He hated Anna so much, and who's going to believe it's little Charlotte?
Yes.
So one of those two things. I think the second one is more likely, but
I think the second one's more likely as well. Yeah.
So.
And we have to remember that's the same little girl that put a snake in Ava's purse.
Yeah.
About 5 years ago.
Yeah. See, Kelly here, I didn't even read Kelly's statement before I was continuing to talk to you. She says Victor brainwashed Charlotte when he had her. See, there you go. It's quite easy to put it all together. And if that means that we can get some Charles Shaughnessy on DVD or some sort of flashback statement, I'm here for it.
Oh, I'm there for it too. Oh yes. Maybe he cut some stuff before he ever left.
Jerry wants to know if anybody remembers how crazy Nina treated Willow because of Charlotte. Of course we remember. Any opportunity to bash Nina, you're going to take it, aren't you, Jerry? Remember what Nina did 8 years ago? Oh, what a B word.
I remember. Do you remember? I remember when she went to a parent-teacher conference.
Mm-hmm.
Nina did.
Yeah, it was about Aiden.
And she was so crappy. She was so crappy to Willow.
Well, Willow was like, we need to control the behavior. We need to find positive ways for these kids to get along. They are cousins and yada, blah, 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 blah. And then Nina was pretty much just like, Charlotte is special. She's head above the shoulders. She's more important than everybody else. She's just a strong, independent girl staking her strong, independent claim. Now, this was Michelle Stafford Nina.
Yep.
Cynthia Watro's Nina isn't as heavy-handed.
No, she isn't as heavy-handed, but I think she can be. I think Cynthia can absolutely pull that out if that's what they chose for her. But yeah, Michelle was more crazy, Nina.
Definitely.
More a spontaneous wackadoodle kind of thing. She was more like that. I mean, but I could see with Cynthia Waltros grabbing a hunk of Olivia's hair and whacking her.
So you can see her do that on occasion. Absolutely, I can see her doing that on occasion. She probably has several times in her career. She's not new to daytime.
Oh, she's not.
So I'm sure that she can pull it off, and I'm sure that she's having a great time playing this version of Nina. I will say that if we were to one day explore the idea of Valentin and Nina getting back together, I don't think it would work as well with Cynthia Watros and the world of Nina.
I think so either.
Because there is that level of just one step away from unhinged that Michelle Stafford brought to it that Cynthia Watros doesn't, which is not a criticism, just a difference. That works with Valentin, who's also one step away from unhinged. A little more so, I think, than what Cynthia brings. I really like her with Sonny. I think that's a good little pairing. The two. You
like her with Sonny?
I do. It's always going to be weird to see Sonny with somebody that's not Carly. Just because they've been together forever and they've been married 5 times. Anytime he's with somebody, you're always just kind of, okay, yeah, but eventually he'll be with her again.
Nina is getting a little, she does seem to be a little threatened by the fact that Sonny and Carly really are on each other's corner, and they are going to come to each other's rescue if they can. Every time.
Right.
Every time. And you know what? Anybody that has a relationship with Sonny in the past, but I'm leaning more toward Jax, with Carly. I mean, Jax just hated the fact that Sonny and Carly always stayed in each other's orbit.
Mm-hmm.
and always had each other's back when push came to shove, even though they were mad at each other. If they were going to do anything, if anybody was going to do anything crappy to the other one, they felt like it should be them. Right?
Yes, that's exactly right.
And they're not going to tell, kind of like I was with my little brother, all right, you guys, it's my job to whip on him, okay? Nobody else's.
Nobody else gets to
and I whip on you. It's my job to whip on you.
Terror as an older sister my mom was. I'm so happy. So happy I didn't have an older sister like my mom. I had an older brother that was not like my mom. I had an older brother that was like my dad. Hey, I lucked out. I lucked out. Kelly says that every recast is a different version of the character, and that's 100% true. Oh, it's 100% true. It's 100% true in General Hospital. I don't have the same breadth of paying attention over, like my youthful watching years as I have now. So I can't say if recast is a different take on the character and has been since the inception of soaps, because I just don't remember. But it's definitely the case now. You recast, you can go any different direction with the character.
And historically it's been true. There's been 3 very prominent people that played Nicholas. They all were very different.
Mm-hmm.
There was 3 prominent actors that did Lucky for a while. They were very different. Now, I love myself some Jacob Young as J.R.
J.R. Chandler.
But as Lucky, he's stunken up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But Christopher Tyler Christopher, I always get them mixed up. I always like
Tyler Christopher. Everybody's favorite.
Yeah. And Marcus, very different.
Yeah.
Very different.
Yeah.
And what Adam has brought, very different as well.
And there was also some random person that played Nicholas too for a minute as well, when he was in his 20s.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name at all.
Yes. What's his name, you guys? He did a video. He was in a Janet Jackson video. Handsome fool.
Yeah, it's I don't remember.
Sausalito? He played Nicholas for a good spell too. And he brought a different flavor to him too.
Is that what it is? I don't remember. I think it might be something similar to that. I don't know. Anyway, who cares? Whatever. Chat will remember. Chat always remembers things. Yeah, it was that guy. He's on this show now and has been for the last 40 years. He's an 8-time Emmy Award winner and won the best sewing competition in his local craft show. Just
chalk it up to the same old thing. The 10th floor have plenty to say, but they don't know what they're talking about.
That's a good tagline. We got plenty to say, but we don't know what we're talking about. Just come here first, folks. Come here first. Oh God, she will as soon as she gets back. Sonny kicks her to the curb. I do not foresee Sonny going, Nina, how could you do that? Get out, I hate you. I see her going.
I think he's going to be mad at her.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's going to breach trust a little bit. But I don't think he's going to kick her to the curb. I don't.
He's going to forgive her.
I think he's going to forgive her as well.
Mm-hmm. Ultimately, what has been the fallout of that? Carly had to spend a little money and Drew got beat up. Big whoop. Big effing whoop, you guys. Really, nothing has come from this. The worst thing that has happened is she lied or hasn't come forward. It's not even lying. She just didn't tell anybody.
Yeah, but Drew having to go to jail, that's a big deal.
Is it?
Well, I think so. Man, those guys whooped on him good the other day. I didn't think they were going to stop kicking him. It has nothing to do
with Nina and everything to do with Sonny.
No, it's not. But he's in the jailhouse, though, partly because of her.
He's in the jailhouse because he broke the law.
That's true. But I also think that judge is no good, too.
Well, yeah, they're doing that, too. They're always harsh. She was politically motivated. How dare 3 years. It was a victim of this crime. Nothing happened. I lost all the money. And all that is all true. All of that is true. But he still broke the law.
Yes, he did. Indeed. He did still break the law.
Cheryl suggests the name Nick Stable as Nicholas, and that's probably correct.
I don't.
He played a character on Sunset Beach, says Bridget. Thank you, Bridget. Oh, goodness gracious. Charlotte can't be brainwashed. Lucky was brainwashed. So was Dante and Drew. Well, then I would say that it's a family tradition.
Yeah. General Hospital loves brainwashing people. They do. They love it. But I love the idea that they're going to give these, this age group a big story, because that age group very often just doesn't exist. You go from a cute 10-year-old to an 18-year-old. Typically, you them.
Yeah. 15 is the
it's like the missing years.
It's the missing years. Yeah, it's the years where you're definitely ushered up into the closet. I don't know how, if that's the case, then, I hope they bring in, Aiden. That's the name. Let's bring Aiden into things. Why not?
Are they going to have to source him too a little bit?
No, he's already sorted.
Did.
He's already sourced. He and Hudson, the actors, are like the same age now.
Yeah.
It's like Enzo DeAngelis, I think, and Hudson West.
And I'm so happy for Hudson, actually. This has given him more story and more screen time since he was trying to open the Chimera box at the nurses' ball.
Yeah, it's definitely potential for the most that we're going to get out of him. Who knows what's going to happen? He could get swapped out and replaced at any moment in time. They could do, any number of different things can happen with this thing. Nothing's happened until it happens. But it is good to see the trajectory.
Yeah.
And it's his opportunity. It's like the show giving him his second audition. If you can do this, Hudson, then we might not need to recast Jake as you continue to get older.
Yeah. Your dad's coming back to town, so we need you around, maybe.
This is, you cut your teeth in the drama.
Maybe his dad will come back to town and save them all.
That's not his style.
Not really.
He's going to watch and go, oh, I think they're going to manage it. They'll be fine without me. Oh gosh. So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen then. But yeah, it's an opportunity for Hudson to re-impress the people who run the show, to make sure that because like cutesy kid energy versus acting chops as a teen versus the ability to lead a mature story as an adult are three different talent sets, and somebody doesn't necessarily have all three.
Right.
So it's a good opportunity. They at least cut his hair.
They did cut his hair. He doesn't look exactly like your dad's hair anymore.
Which is good, because he looks a little more modern, looks a little more older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. What do you people think? Nobody's talking about it. They don't care. They don't care. Yeah. Not yet.
Well, but that is one of the new stories that General Hospital is got on the back burner, trying to put on simmer a little bit.
It's pretty much just kind of this whole progression of the Anna situation started with new writers, and is here we are at the end of September with information, an ability to move forward with a new part of the story. It's not just continuing to torture Anna. Now we know who it is, and now Valentin's keeping it a secret. Nina's keeping it a secret. Olivia's like, oh, how strange. The footage is gone. Maybe you can find it in the mainframe.
I think she's going to fix it. I think she's going to figure something out.
I think that she already has a really good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Because didn't she see that message? She goes, oh, no, it can't be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Charlotte's like, oh, I should have used different handwriting. Dang it.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it. Will Drew see a tarot card and be put into a trance? Nah. It's all about Charlotte.
Yeah, I think so too.
Hey, y'all. Sorry I'm late. Rochelle, don't worry about it. You can come in anytime you want.
Yep.
Don't apologize to me.
Yeah.
It's our job to be on time. If we're late, we are the ones that have to apologize.
Yeah, we're late. Yeah, we're habitually late. We are
we?
like 15 minutes. Yeah.
I don't know. At this point, I think people know to just kind of show up between 11 and 11:15 and we'll be on.
It's true. I agree.
Maybe it's 11:03. Maybe it's 11:18. Just come on by.
Yeah. I want to decide what Cyrus is going to do next.
I don't know. Murder Mason?
Someone needs a murder mason.
Kelly has given us the answers here. The actors who played Nicholas Cassadine over the years. Tyler Christopher, starting in 1996.
Yeah.
96 to 99, and then 2003 to 2016. So a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Colton Scott from 99 to 03. That might be the person I was thinking of.
Huh.
Chris Beatern in 2015. Nick Stabley in 2016, and Marcus Coloma 2019 to 2023, and now Adam effin Huss.
You know who I was thinking of, you guys? I wasn't even thinking out the right character. I was thinking of Jagger.
Oh, Jagger.
That's what I was thinking of. Jagger. He's the dude that.
Welcome for GH for Dummies, folks.
Right.
Let's see. They're putting a lot of emphasis on Stella's job.
A lot of emphasis on Stella's job.
Maybe that's just the lesson of GH this time around.
I'm telling you what.
Like, what is an advocate?
I'm telling you what. I saw something that you put online, and I so agree with you. Man, 5 weeks ago when I fell down and hurt my foot, man, I needed Stella at Kaiser with me that day.
I just need somebody. I need somebody to just do this hospital stuff for me, because good God.
Isn't it a mess?
It's unnecessarily complicated.
I needed a patient advocate so bad 5 weeks ago, because Kaiser just, man, they shit their pants last 5 weeks ago. I'm sorry, they did.
Just somebody to just be like, oh yeah, I'll get that information for you. And then they do, you know?
Yeah, right? And then they do. I think Felicia's going to be good. I think this is going to be a good fit for Felicia. And then her PI stuff will come in handy at the same time.
I think that Felicia is going to work with Gregory.
Yeah?
I mean, I don't understand why they would be giving Felicia this job if it wasn't to have her do a story with somebody.
You would think so, huh?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, Felicia doesn't need just filler time.
No. So I think that she might be doing something with Gregory, since he's the one with the ALS situation, the bad doctor, the weird bedside manner, or whatever it is.
Yeah, Dr. Bronson. And I kind of was surprised by this. I thought he would push back a little bit. Gregory was pretty much arms open to Finn. You do whatever, find out whatever information, do whatever research, do whatever you want to do to help me. Mm-hmm. I thought he would be more, because he's always been so secretive and don't want to bother people kind of thing, and protect my boys, and I don't want to bring any, know.
Maybe that was more of a if I ignore it, is it a denial thing? It's not really, really, really real. I just don't tell anybody. If I just, I'm fine. It's just a little shake. It's not getting worse, or
Yeah.
The point where now he just can't keep balance really very well.
No, his symptoms are getting worse.
And so it might be a situation of less bravado, more acceptance, and being like, but I don't want this. So yes, please find something that will help me in any way you can.
Right.
People are saying, well, maybe this will be a misdiagnosis situation. I think that since we went as far as saying I went to the Mayo Clinic,
yeah,
we're a little deep into it for
didn't they?
A misdiagnosis story. So I think we're just really going to just be in for the sad deterioration of this character.
I'm afraid so.
Yeah.
Maybe somehow Gregory's illness will make Tracy a better person, at least for a little while. Because Tracy can't be good for long. We know that.
No.
But
should warm up her icy heart a little bit.
But maybe it will, give her some empathy, or somehow some kind of caringness that she has had lately. Mm-hmm. Because she does have a soft spot for Gregory. She likes him.
She likes him.
And he likes her too. Well, yeah. Even though she's a mean old bitch lady.
As Max says from Max Updates GH, he's not, Tracy isn't used to somebody just genuinely being nice to her for no reason other than just being nice and not wanting something from her in return. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I don't know. It'll play off. Maybe it'll help when it comes to this whole Brook Lynn situation, because Brook Lynn feels mighty betrayed.
Well, Brook Lynn has a reason to be really pissed at Granny. She
Got
does.
even more reason to be mad at herself, though.
Yeah, she does.
She really didn't have to do any of that.
No.
Chase pretty much let her know that, too.
Yeah, he did. Very nicely, though,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, you didn't.
Yeah, but she sure feels bad about it. And she sure is mad at her granny.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that's all that's gonna. I don't know how that's gonna shake out.
And now she got fired from deception, which she should have gotten fired from deception for being deceptive.
Well, yes, of course. She stole that information and handed it over to Tracy. And I guess what it was, they've never actually built this thing. This is just a concept, and this is just really the pettiest of all lawsuits when you break it apart.
Yes.
It's really about nothing.
And I don't know how you feel, but I got the impression that that Blair's not sticking around.
No. She's just there to pop in and be and have people go, oh.
Yeah, and antagonize Tad.
Yeah. oh, Tur. Okay. Yeah, that's the reason. Yeah. Whatever. It's fine.
And I don't know why, even though they weren't on the same soap and their characters didn't revolve around each other at all because they were on separate soaps. But it just makes him more Tad to me when I see them both in the same frame.
It's just because of I would say, let me not just tell you because I don't know, but it's likely just because of just nostalgic feelings of seeing Blair and that time frame of soaps, and this is what these two people would probably look like if their shows or characters had continued.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely, that's the reason.
Kelly says that Tracy needs a timeout.
She needs a what?
A timeout.
She does need a timeout.
Oh, that's funny stuff.
She needs a timeout. In fact, she needs to go on restriction for about 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh, no, not restriction.
And take her dang phone away from her. She acting like a child.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, you're right. I like Blair and Martin together. I like the whispering and just the antagonism and and just the clear being done with each other. And we probably never really got along to begin with. People had a meltdown that Blair apparently hooked up with the Watkins character from One Life to Live.
Well, because he was so scandalous.
Yeah, I guess they didn't get along or whatever. Yeah. But then there was a small portion of people that were like, but then they would though. Come on, guys. They totally would.
They would, yeah.
So I don't know.
I mean, Blair's never been she's never been great at choosing dudes. I mean, she chose Todd over and over and over again.
Yeah. Here you go, Ma. Here's a question from Dan. He says it's a weird random question, but it's good for here on the 10th floor because we don't like to stick to a topic. You ready? You want to know what it is?
What's the question?
Weird question. I do need a huge coffee. You're right. Give me a bigger one. Weird question. But why do they insist on always straightening Carly's hair? Her natural curls are awesome.
I agree with you. Her curls are awesome.
Send 50 cents to the super chat and I'll answer your question.
I think that they just want to give her more of a polished kind of.
They straighten her hair because the other actors had straight hair. Carly has straight hair, not curly hair. It's a character
But
thing.
You're right, though. Laura Wright's got beautiful, thick, curly hair. And I've actually seen it straightened in person. And I've seen her wear it curly in person. She looks fabulous both ways.
I feel like it's easier to do more things with the straighter hair. Mm-hmm. It does present a more polished look, like you had said. When it comes to a business person with lots of money and straight hair rather than the curly hair. On top of that as well, there's particular ways that she wears it to accentuate particular angles that benefit her the best.
Yeah.
As an actress as well. And the hairstyle that she has when it's long like that is very helpful when it comes to achieving those angles. If it was short and curly, it would be harder to adjust the light of the stage in certain ways to get the best look from Laura Wright as possible. So that has a heavy thing to do with it as well. On top of that, those 3 blowout artists need jobs.
Yeah, they do. And they actually, I've seen her talk about her hair in person. She they only blow it out every 4 or 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
She don't wash it that often.
Yeah.
And they blow it out every 4 or 5 days.
But there's 3 people that blow it out for her. 3.
Yeah.
3. Can you imagine? It's big work. It's big work. It's a huge commitment.
She has very unusual hair for a white girl. Her hair is thick. It's not fine textured. She's got tons of it. It's a medium coarse texture.
Mm-hmm.
And she's got beautiful hair. My gosh.
Yeah.
I wish I had half of the hair follicles that girl does, because I don't even have half.
Yeah, I mean, she's a lot of strands of hair, right? Rochelle contributes as well, that Laura has said in interviews and such, that it helps her get into the Carly character, because Laura Wright has curly hair and Carly has straight hair, and it helps just when it comes to stepping into the role as well.
I didn't think about that, but I would imagine that would be correct. And since she did say it, I could see where it would put her in a certain spot in her mind to be Carly.
Aesthetic is a big help. If you couldn't send me out into the ring without a golf club and a sweater vest and having me feel the same way about what I was doing.
Absolutely,
it was a big part of channeling it.
It's part of the mindset.
Same thing here. This setup here, sitting in front of this specific camera, all that kind of stuff. This setup with Zoom, all that. It lends to the podcast. If I were to change things, try to do a live one, the energy would be different because it's a setting. It's a different setting.
Yes. Yes.
Rochelle says that Laura Wright has the best hair on TV. Maybe she's right.
She does. She got some good hair. That girl.
Is there anything new to say about Sasha and Cody?
Sasha, oh my gosh. I am so happy not to see Sasha drugged up anymore. I am so happy to see it. But Sonia, girl, you played that. Sophia.
Yeah.
You played it
Oh
well.
my gosh, yes. It is good to see her on the other side of it, though.
Yes. Yeah. I cannot wait for the conclusion of all that. Because I cannot wait. It was nice enough to see him laying there in his underwear, but I want something a little more to happen to the doctor.
Yeah. It'll happen because we're at the point where they've escaped, but now they got to prove that she actually has her capabilities, that she was being taken advantage of, that Gladys is involved. So there's a lot of work to still be done. It's not going to be as simple as Dante just walking into the PCPD and being like, "Hey, everything's fine. I did an investigation."
No.
So that they'll have to figure that out. They'll have to coerce the doctor into confessing. They'll have to guilt Gladys into saying something.
And this is by far the most favorite thing I've seen Josh Kelly do on the show for me.
Yeah, it's your favorite thing so far? Kelly is saying that I'm tired, and I do a lot of talking on Sundays. I think it's really mainly what it is.
I agree with you guys. He's been stretching and yawning for the last 15 minutes, hasn't he?
What can I say? I'm not going to fall asleep. Don't worry, it's fine.
No, you're not going to fall asleep.
General Hospital's boring. I hate it.
It'll be nice.
Better. Just use the legends more. Sorry.
It'll be nice to see them get out of that little safe house cabin.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're going to get to leave pretty soon. And it's going to be it. Even though I will feel a little bit sorry for Gladys, a little bit sorry for Gladys when she gets what's coming to her. A little bit. But boy, Gladys is going to be run out of town.
Oh yeah, she's definitely going to get run out of town. She's going to run.
She is going to get run out. And I don't think anything terrible is going to happen to her. I don't think they're going to kill her or anything like that. But I think they will send her on a rocket the hell out of town. That will have no possibility of making a U-turn.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I won't feel bad for her. She definitely gets, she deserves having her life ruined. I guess I don't know. There is that small element of Gladys that knows that she's that she feels bad about how this turned out, because it's not the intent that she originally had.
No, it's not. I think she got in the cahoots with the wrong person. I don't think all this stuff that happened to Sasha and the level of abuse that she put up with, the level of being drugged that she had happened to her, that was not Gladys's that wasn't what she was hoping for at all. This doctor took it to the level that she didn't realize how cuckoo the doctor was.
No.
Or how unstable, or or how evil the doctor was.
How far he was going to take it.
Very willing to kill her, and he was going to.
Yeah, definitely.
He was going to kill Sasha.
Yeah, definitely in the definitely working with the wrong people. 100% for
yes.
Sure. She just wanted Sasha to kind of have an incident. That's it. Just one.
Yeah, she just wanted to be able to keep her governorship or whatever you call it.
Yeah, her conservatorship and stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, simply because of that. Yeah. So, she didn't expect it to get this far, but she still definitely deserves being run out of town. She
deserves to be run out of town, and that doctor deserves to whatever happens to him.
Well, Cheryl says that the Pine Barrens. Okay.
I'm there. I think that's a good spot for him. I really do. But scare the living daylights out of him first. Let him die fearful.
Oh my gosh, just big eyes.
I'm terrible, right?
Big eyes. Gladys better watch out for Ms. Wu. Well, that's why she's going to have to run out of town. Sonny's going to have to, give her a new identity or something.
Yeah. And I tell you, I'm a little worried for Marshall. I don't know if is Marshall really, I mean, he needs to have a partner or something. I don't think he can battle Selena alone. Not really.
No, not by himself.
Selena's.
He would need a crew.
She's evil.
Maybe he's got a crew.
Maybe
his crew's gonna be like Eddie and Lois.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Wouldn't that be fun? That'd be fun. Wouldn't
it be nice? Yeah, because Selena's not working in that bar right now. She's not at the Savoy right now. She had one right down the street, though. And I found that interesting. Why does she care that much about the Savoy?
I wish I could tell you.
What's going on just down the block?
Is there actually a body in the foundation, like a Charlie's? I don't...
Right?
I don't understand it myself. I really don't. Gladys could have gone to Sonny for help. He may have taken it easier on her because this could have been stopped a long time ago. But no sympathy for her at all, says Juanita.
No sympathy. I don't, I feel a tiny bit bad for her. But Gladys got everything coming to her. And she should have went to Sonny a long time ago. Because Sonny, of course, he doesn't like Gladys. Nobody likes Gladys. Nobody. Sasha was the closest person to actually liking her.
Mm-hmm.
And when she first started taking care of Sasha, it wasn't rotten yet.
Nope.
Well, she's always been rotten, but she wasn't.
What was the gambling?
Exploring her rotten ways.
And that was something that she was roped into as well. Ms. Wu said the right stuff to get her into that game.
Yeah.
She originally wasn't really interested.
And she's got that Corbin mentality.
Got that Corbin gene.
It's got that Corbin gene that makes you very susceptible to addiction.
Yeah.
And especially for gambling.
So.
And that's the reason why I think Sonny would have reprimanded her and told her off and everything, like he kind of always has. But ultimately, he would have helped her. And ultimately, with the time, he would have forgiven her. Just like he did his dad over and over again in the 80s and 90s.
Just wiping down the bar of Kelly's and going, son, I did it again.
Exactly.
My bad.
Oh, the bookies are after me, or he was always, the bookies have that. Oh, there's a shark after me. There's a loan shark after me. I made a mistake. And his dad. Oh, Mike used to mess up all the time, and Sonny was always pissed at him.
Yeah.
Always pissed at him, but ultimately always helped him. And that's what he would do with stupid Gladys too.
Mm-hmm.
But still probably run her out of town. After
probably
this.
Is what he's still going to do with her this time. Is, hey, we got to get you out of town.
Yeah. But you know what? The worst part of what Gladys has done to me, for me, the worst part of it is has soiled the memory of her child.
I miss Brando. Can we resurrect him? Can he come back?
Brando was awesome.
Yeah, they didn't. That was
I'm all for Brando not being dead. I'm all for Nathan not being dead too.
You might get that wish. I don't know. They're also saying that they want Griffin to come back and be Gregory's doctor.
I like that. I like that.
You just want your Griffin and Anna story.
I want my Griffin and Anna story bad. My gosh, and he looks so much like Ian Buchanan for real. He's perfect. He's perfect to play Duke and Anna's kid. He's perfect. He really looks just like Ian Buchanan. He's a great cast for that, just like Ian McCoy is for Jocelyn Jacks.
I guess that is a pretty good blend of those actors, huh?
Yeah, my
definitely looks like a Jax.
Well, I remember when one of the times I met Laura, I said, isn't it interesting that Jocelyn, that Eden, Jocelyn looks more like your children than your children do. She goes, it's true. She does. That's what she said. I know.
She's got a wonderful mom. I love her mom to bits. We're best friends, like genuine, like.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, folks. So the poll I asked Robert and the options were Anna or Diane, and guess what, Ma? Diane wins with 55% of the vote.
Really?
55% of people who participated.
I'm not surprised that it's almost split like that. I'm not surprised that it's almost split like that. I tell you what, Robert, I guess you're not into Diane as much as I hoped you were.
You're not into Diane as much as you think you are.
I really like Diane.
No, not you. Robert's not into Diane as much as he thinks he is.
No, man. You know what? If you're going to leave a breakfast date to go sit with somebody else, go sit with somebody else in a different establishment. Come on.
Especially if you're going to leave mid-conversation, too, because Diane was just like, all right, so let's work out some of these things. And he's like, oh, we're going to put a rain check in that. Yep. Anna's here, and she's more important than you, so I'm going to go deal with that.
Oh, and Diane, she never said a word, but boy, we could read her face so well. She was just like, I ain't having it.
Well, no, she pretty much already established that. Like, well,
she has. But...
Ollie left town. Well, yeah, but you still didn't pick me, so...
Yeah.
Here you are yet again.
Diane is never going to be the kind of woman that's going to stand and pine over a guy.
No.
It's not going to happen.
So what is it? What are we leading up to? We're leading up to Robert needing to make some sort of grand romantic 80s gesture.
Well, I don't see he and Anna getting back together. I don't. I think kind of the magic of Robert and Anna, for me anyway, is in the past.
It's them as grandparents and friends now. And both of those actors have said that they really enjoy the relationship that Robert and Anna have with each other. They like the scenes that they get to play. They like the relationship between the two characters. They like the, just the connection between them.
I mean, I know that Robert was excited to give her that frame, that digital frame with all her photos that were burned. It was beautiful, actually. Mm-hmm. But he didn't have to excuse himself from Diane for that.
No.
He didn't have to. His chat with Anna was not time stamped for a certain time that it had to be.
Yeah, it's true.
It wasn't going to drive anything else either.
No. I guess a little overzealous. It's just plot. That's all it is. It's just a TV show.
It is just plot. But when Diane got up and left the Metroport and kind of, side-eyed back at him, I was like, oh man, that's the reason why I like Diane so much. I know
you like her so much. She's
such a strong, love Diane so woman. Much. An independent woman who don't need nobody. Not really.
Melissa
Don't
says,
make me need you, make me want you, fool.
Melissa, welcome to the show. You're super late.
Right?
You have to apologize for being late, Melissa. I'm kidding.
Right? Matt.
What?
Don't make me need you. I'll never need you. The secret is make me want you.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's the
exactly.
secret.
That's it is the secret. That is the
I'm
secret.
never going to need you.
Melissa says, let Marshall start chatting Diane up. Robert needs to work for it now. He's so disrespectful. Marshall. Not Marshall and Diane, but what are you thinking about Marshall and Stella? I know that you've wanted them to actually be Curtis's parents for some wild and wacky reason, but what are you getting from them now? And I open this up to the chat as well. What are you getting from these characters? Are you getting blossoming love romance between the two of them, or are you getting established matriarch patriarch of the Ashford clan?
To me, what I'm seeing currently is true friendship.
True, real, decades-long friendship through the love of their family.
Yes.
My dad and my Aunt Chris.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. That was me taking a mini nap.
Yes.
For Kelly.
Absolutely. And I saw that very, very, very much in the last couple of weekends because your Aunt Chris was around, and your dad loved on her so much. He did. Yes, I think that maybe perhaps with their two heads together, Marshall and Aunt Stella could go up against Selena Wu.
Well, there we go. We're gonna save Curtis's business.
Yes,
that's what we're gonna do.
Everybody in that family, everybody from Trina to Portia, not so much Curtis right now, but Trina, Portia, and Stella and Marshall are 100% that Savoy needs to stay in the Ashford family.
Stella and Marshall. Trina. You know who comes with Trina?
Spencer.
And Ava.
That's true.
Ava versus Selena.
They haven't shown, well, they have, but we need to stab you in the head, Ava, or Selena Wu.
We'll see, because this is heating up, the Selena Wu Savoy thing. Just as I would imagine the Mason, Austin, Cyrus thing is starting to move past Ava's involvement in that. Given Drew getting beat up, all that kind of stuff, everything heating up with the Pikemans, all of that stuff being very clearly plugged into that, Ava's portion of this story can be wrapped. Because they got the information, the false information. There's really nothing for the Gatlin gang to get out of her anymore. She's told the truth to people who need to hear it. So,
and Nicholas, and we're all going to find out, and then they won't have anything over her anymore because it's soon going to be shown that Nicholas ain't dead.
Yeah, right. So, while she is continuing to have a untrusting romance with Austin, she can start to get involved with the Savoy.
I like that.
We can do it.
I like that.
Melissa likes the idea of Taggart's daughter using her mob contacts.
Yeah, I do think though, and I think it's going to be a juicy war for a little bit. I don't think Selena's going to give up all that easily.
Can you imagine if there's a gang war that happens that doesn't involve Sonny?
Won't that? Well, he'll interject himself somehow, somewhere.
Well, look at you sounding disappointed.
Because I just don't believe.
I was having a conversation.
I don't think Maurice Bernard would even allow that.
No, he'd have to be involved. What do you mean Sonny's not involved? It's funny. We were having a conversation, me and another person, about soaps, and we were talking about this very thing, and we were just laughing at it. We were just having a good time because that's what we do. And we were musing how Sonny can get involved in everybody's story.
Yeah.
He finds Nicholas. He's the one that discovers Nicholas. Eventually he sits down with Trina and Spencer in the dorm and explains the birds and the bees and encourages them to get it going. Just coming up with just random weird things.
Random stuff.
Do you think Miss Wu will come for Kelly's like she did the Savoy? I don't think Kelly's has a back room for poker games.
It's got it upstairs, though.
Yeah.
Upstairs.
Well, the last thing that we should talk about before my voice gives out and I lose all of my energy. I guess it's been on a decline. How weird. I don't know why it is. Oh, I still have coffee in the cup. Maybe that's why.
Did you not sleep well last night, Matt?
I don't know. Maybe I just stayed up too late. Who knows? Whatever. Who cares?
Maybe.
You
How
guys
late
don't care.
did you stay up?
You just care about the content. You don't care how I feel. You don't care about how much sleep I get or my health. You don't care. You just want me to bring the funny.
So silly.
Cover art. The cover art this week.
Okay, what is
Blaze and Christina. Clearly.
Blaze and Christina was flirting up each other hard.
And I enjoyed every moment of it. I thought they did a great job.
I thought so too.
I was convinced. Kate Mansi is a godsend. I know that people are like, why not Lexi? Because Kate. That's why not Lexi. Like, sincerely.
I think she's doing a good job of playing Christina. I do. I think she's doing a good job playing Christina. I wish I could say the same thing for the whole Molly Avenue, and I cannot.
Now, we talked about it a little bit earlier. I imagine, yes, that actress is not going to be sticking around. I don't know when. I don't know why. I don't know how.
Kate Mansi as Christina is quite good.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that they brought Blaze back. And I like that they brought Blaze back and had her meet with Brook Lynn. And I think that's another reason to bring Lois back in.
Yeah, because
Lois and Brook Lynn are going to do something together.
What was the record label that they started way back when?
Lois and Brenda.
Lois and Brenda. L&B, right?
Yep.
Why not? L&B Records, it's still around, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we got Brenda. You know, Brenda. Always got to remember Brenda. Brenda is a entity on General Hospital.
Sure is. Around. Very, 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 very popular figure on a very, very popular character on there. I thought her last stint as Brenda fell kind of flat. I don't think they did enough with her. They could have, because Vanessa plays Brenda quite well. You got to give her some meat.
Yeah.
You know. And I don't think they did her last day.
L&B Records became BLQ Records. Did it? Did they say that?
I think so.
No. I don't like the name BLQ Records. It's a good fun nickname for Brooklyn, but I don't like it as the name of her company. No. She was Kate Mansi was absolutely fabulous on Days. I wonder what she was like. I gotta watch it. I don't know. I can't watch it. I don't know if I can, but I would be interested to see what she was up to on Days, because Days is very different than General Hospital.
Oh my gosh. Days, you guys, we started watching it, and of course, we would do his podcast about it at 9:00 on Sundays. Days for Dummies. It's so different than General Hospital. Things are clicking over there, boy. You say, okay, so-and-so did this. Well, everybody's going to know about it in 2 weeks over there. Maybe even only 1 week.
Gotcha.
What?
Sorry. Correction from Melissa. L&B can become BLQ, not has become.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it can. It would be actually kind of cool to see. I really want, and I've said this before, I want when Ned realizes who he is, gets to finish that song, and that's when it's all going to click. I really want him to be a combination of the two.
Yeah.
I want him to be
Eddie Quirley.
I want him to be Nettie Eddie. It would be awesome to have Lois and Brooklyn and Eddie.
Running
it would also be really awesome. And I know she isn't necessarily a singer, but I would love for it to be some kind of miraculous surgery that BLQ is able to have and get her voice back.
It really is sincerely that I don't think that she can sing like Amanda Setton.
Yeah, maybe not.
She doesn't. That's not one of her talents.
Not one of her talents.
No, that's why they did that to the character.
Yeah. Well,
But, whatever. I mean, that they can't. They could just stick some other voice over her.
but they still have her in music though, and they have
Yeah.
her writing music quite a
Yeah,
bit.
writing it, producing it, running the thing. They could easily have Ned, Brooklyn, and Lois get into the NLB, I don't know,
Yeah.
records, whatever it is.
If Lois is indeed coming back, like I do think she is, I hope it's not for a quick stint. I want her to stick around for a bit and have a good story.
I really have no idea what she's up to professionally or what sort of time she has. I know that the fact that there has been this epically long actors strike in which soaps is really kind of the only acting you're allowed to do, has made it so, we get a sofa return and such.
Looking a lot more alluring right now, isn't it?
Yeah. So I don't know exactly how long it would be. I'm for a month. And then when they get this record label established, Lois can go run the New York office while Brooklyn and Ned can stay in Port Charles recruiting their talent. And this is where our recording studio and the executive offices are up in New York, that kind of stuff.
And you know what would be kind of cool too? For Brooklyn to do some kind of hostile takeover of some little side thing that Tracy got going on that no one knows about, and have the same thing, turn the tide on Granny.
Something.
That'd be kind of cool.
Something to get some revenge.
Yeah.
She'll need to get it
Granny?
Quartermain style.
You like that, Granny? Did you forget who your granddaughter is?
I am still a Quartermain, and don't you forget it. You might have wrote the book, but I amended it.
Exactly. That would be good. That would be good. Tracy to get a little bit of that.
Yeah. Well, okay. All right. So here's my goal. Here's my goal for General Hospital, and this is going to be the last thing that I say before I get into my spiel about leaving. Okay?
Yeah.
Since Days of Our Lives was able to recruit Dick Van Dyke to be on their show for a couple of weeks, I require General Hospital to figure out a way to get Ric Flair on. Ric Flair.
Why Ric Flair, babe?
Why not? What other crazy old man that would shout woo would you like on the show? Can you imagine? He just comes in, he's a mental patient from in Shady Brook or something, just walking down the hallways. Whoa.
That would be more like, I could see that more on Days of Our Lives.
I don't know. It's just
that crazy chick silly. That had like every scene that they had in the mental hospital, they always had the same girl in the background with a little teddy and this ratty hair, right? This poor, disheveled patient. I could see that more on Days where he's just running through it with no explanation, no
just
nothing.
In a robe,
Claire just walks
slippers.
Through the frame. Woo! He's walking.
Got a championship. Woo!
That's hilarious, actually.
Ric Flair's an old buddy of Cyrus's. Wolfgang says, no, Larry David. All right, we'll get Larry David in there. But only if Larry David is playing Bernie Sanders. Oh, goodness gracious. Anyway, folks, that was it. That was just me being silly, trying to get that last laugh out of you before we get the heck out of here, before we get back onto the elevator and down to the first floor.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what we're doing here. They need to check the crock pot. It's been burning. It's been going for 2 hours. I got to go mix it.
Oh, mix it. Maybe add a little water or something, huh?
Got to go figure it out. Imagine Larry David on GH. Oh, goodness. Well, as we all go to curb our enthusiasm about said thing, we're going to get on the elevator to go back down to the first floor. We're going to go into the parking garage, and we're going to not worry about anything because Charlotte is after Anna and not us. So we're going to easily get into our cars, turn our radios to previous episodes of the 10th Floor, which you can find on all of your favorite podcasting platforms. And if you can't find it, you can reach out to us on Twitter at 10th Floor GH. 10th Floor GH on Twitter or x.com. You can also email us if you want at 10thfloorgh@gmail.com. You can donate to the show either through a super chat right now, or on the rebroadcast, or through buymeacoffee.com/10th floor. 15% of it gets donated to attendanceworks.org charity, and the rest of it goes into my pocket so I can upgrade my equipment and go to the optometrist.
Yeah. Someday, somehow.
Give us a like, give us a follow. Leave a comment if you're not watching live. Please do so. Hundreds of you watch not live. And if all of you said, this is what I think about what you said, then we could have a whole lot of fun just talking to each other in between the weeks. So do that. Do that. Do that. Do that.
Do it.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Anyway, thanks for coming, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Yeah. See you next week. I've been Kat.
And we'll catch you next time right here on the 10th floor. Goodbye, everybody.